Cancer is a word that carries immense weight. It is a diagnosis that has touched nearly every family, a shadow that has fallen across human history for millennia. Understanding this disease is not just a task for scientists and doctors in their sterile laboratories and quiet clinics. It is a crucial piece of knowledge for all of us. When we comprehend what cancer is, we arm ourselves against fear. We learn to see it not as a monolithic monster, but as a biological process, a puzzle that we are slowly, piece by piece, beginning to solve. Knowledge transforms our relationship with this illness from one of passive dread to active engagement, allowing us to better navigate prevention, detection, and the journey of treatment. The story of cancer is, in many ways, the story of ourselves. It is a narrative written into our very own cells, a flaw in our biological blueprint. For centuries, it was known by many names: the crab, the wasting sickness, the emperor of all maladies. It was a disease defined by its relentless and seemingly unstoppable growth, a force that appeared to come from within, yet acted like a foreign invader. To truly grasp cancer is to understand the delicate balance that maintains our bodies. It is to appreciate the intricate dance of cell division, growth, and death that sustains life, and to see what happens when that elegant choreography goes terribly, fundamentally wrong. This understanding is the first step toward demystifying the disease and confronting it with clarity. This journey of understanding is more important today than ever before. As we live longer lives, the chances of encountering cancer increase. It has become a dominant feature of our modern medical landscape. By learning about its origins and behaviors, we can better interpret the news about breakthroughs and new treatments. We can ask more informed questions of our doctors and make more empowered decisions about our health. This knowledge helps us separate fact from fiction, hope from hype. It equips us to be better patients, better caregivers, and better advocates for research and public health policies that can change the future course of this ancient illness for generations to come. Ultimately, the quest to understand cancer is a deeply human one. It is a reflection of our innate desire to make sense of the world and to fight back against the afflictions that challenge our existence. It is not a simple story with a single hero or a straightforward villain. Instead, it is a complex epic of biology, history, and human resilience. By delving into the nature of this disease, we are not just studying a medical condition. We are exploring the very essence of what it means to be a living, growing, and vulnerable organism. This deep dive is our most powerful tool in the long and ongoing campaign to turn the tide against this formidable adversary. At its most fundamental level, cancer is a disease of our own cells. Our bodies are made of trillions of tiny units called cells, which follow a strict set of instructions encoded in their DNA. These instructions tell them when to grow, when to divide to make new cells, and when to die in a process called apoptosis. This orderly cycle ensures that our bodies can repair themselves and maintain their tissues in a balanced way. Cancer begins when a single cell breaks these rules. It becomes a renegade, ignoring the signals to stop dividing and defying the command to die. This rebellion is often sparked by mutations or damage to the cell's DNA. These DNA mutations can happen for many reasons. Sometimes they are inherited from our parents, passed down through generations. More often, they are acquired during our lifetime due to exposure to certain substances in our environment, like the chemicals in tobacco smoke or ultraviolet radiation from the sun. Sometimes they are simply mistakes that occur by chance when a cell copies its DNA to divide. Normally, our cells have sophisticated machinery to repair this DNA damage. But if the damage is too severe or the repair systems themselves are faulty, the mutations can persist. When specific genes that control cell growth, the on and off switches, are affected, the cell can begin to multiply uncontrollably. This single rogue cell then divides again and again, creating millions of copies of itself. This mass of abnormal cells forms what we know as a tumor. Not all tumors are cancerous, some are benign, meaning they do not spread to other parts of the body and are generally not life-threatening. Malignant or cancerous tumors are far more dangerous. The cells within them have acquired the ability to invade nearby tissues, much like weeds spreading through a garden. They break through boundaries that normal cells respect, disrupting the function of the organs where they started. This initial stage is often where cancer is first detected. The most defining and treacherous characteristic of cancer, however, is its ability to metastasize. This is the process where cancer cells break away from the original tumor and travel to distant parts of the body. They can enter the bloodstream or the lymphatic system, using these highways to establish new colonies in vital organs like the lungs, liver, brain, or bones. It is this metastatic spread that makes cancer so difficult to treat and so often fatal. The disease is no longer confined to one location but has become a systemic problem, a body-wide invasion launched from within. Cancer is not one disease but a collection of many, each with its own name, behavior, and origin. We often classify cancers based on the type of cell or tissue where they begin. Carcinomas, the most common group, arise from epithelial cells that line the surfaces of our body both inside and out. This category includes many of the cancers we hear about most frequently, such as lung, breast, prostate, and colon cancer. Each of these starts in a different organ and can grow in different ways, but they share a common origin in this protective layer of cells that forms our skin and the lining of our internal organs and glands. Another major category is sarcomas, which are cancers that form in bone and soft tissues, including muscle, fat, blood vessels, and other connective tissues. While much rarer than carcinomas, sarcomas represent a diverse and complex group of tumors. Leukemias are different still. They are cancers of the blood-forming tissues, such as the bone marrow. Instead of forming solid tumors, leukemias cause large numbers of abnormal white blood cells to be produced and enter the bloodstream, crowding out the normal blood cells. Lymphomas, similarly, are cancers that begin in the cells of the immune system, specifically in lymphocytes that collect in lymph nodes and other tissues. Because cancer can develop in almost any part of the body, its signs and symptoms can be incredibly varied. They are often subtle whispers rather than loud alarms, easily mistaken for less serious ailments. However, certain persistent changes should prompt a conversation with a doctor. These red flags can include media group, person feeling lump under skin, person stepping on scale, showing weight loss concern at its stalk, at it distribute _equally, a lump or thickening that can be felt under the skin, unexplained weight loss, or fatigue that doesn't improve with rest. Changes in bowel or bladder habits, a sore that does not heal, or unusual bleeding or discharge can also be warning signs. A nagging cough or hoarseness might signal a problem in the lungs or throat. It is crucial to remember that these symptoms are not definitive proof of cancer. In most cases, they are caused by something else entirely. Yet, paying attention to our bodies and seeking medical advice for persistent and unexplained changes is one of the most effective tools we have for early detection. When cancer is found early, before it has had a chance to grow large or spread to other parts of the body, treatment is often much more successful. Listening to these subtle whispers from our bodies is a vital part of safeguarding our own health and well-being. When a diagnosis of cancer is confirmed, a new phase begins, the battle to control or eradicate the disease. Doctors have a powerful arsenal of treatments, often used in combination to attack the cancer from multiple angles. The oldest and most direct approach is surgery, the physical removal of the tumor. For cancers that are localized and have not spread, surgery can sometimes be a complete cure. The goal is to cut the cancer out, along with a margin of healthy tissue around it, to ensure no rogue cells are left behind. It remains a cornerstone of cancer therapy for many solid tumors. For cancers that have spread or are located in hard-to-reach places, doctors turn to systemic treatments that can travel throughout the body. Chemotherapy is one of the most well-known. It uses powerful drugs to kill rapidly dividing cells, a key characteristic of cancer. While effective at killing cancer, these drugs can also damage other fast-growing healthy cells, like those in the hair follicles, mouth lining, and bone marrow, leading to common side effects like hair loss and nausea. Radiation therapy is another major pillar, using high-energy rays, like X-rays, to precisely target and destroy cancer cells by damaging their DNA, often with minimal harm to surrounding tissue. The landscape of cancer treatment is constantly evolving, moving beyond these traditional pillars. We are now in an era of precision medicine, with targeted therapies that act on specific molecular changes within cancer cells, and immunotherapies that unleash the power of the patient's own immune system to recognize and attack the tumor. These newer treatments are often more effective and have fewer side effects than older methods. The pace of discovery is breathtaking, and every year brings new hope, turning more types of cancer from a death sentence into a manageable chronic condition, and in some cases, a curable one. This progress gives us great reason for optimism, but the story of cancer also includes a powerful chapter on prevention. While not all cancers can be prevented, we can significantly lower our risk by making healthy lifestyle choices. This includes avoiding tobacco in all its forms, maintaining a healthy weight through a balanced diet and regular physical activity, protecting our skin from the sun, and limiting alcohol consumption. Getting recommended vaccinations like the HPV vaccine and participating in regular cancer screenings can also save lives. The fight against cancer is waged not only in hospitals and labs, but in the everyday choices we make to care for our bodies.